Survivor Now podcast.
I was busy on the beach, like I was on Survivor.
I don't believe anything you say on Survivor. I almost called.
It's now time.
I'm so excited.
Oh no!
I do love you, but
Oh, it's so wrong.
I gotta go. I got something new. Not as exciting as this. I'll tell you that right now, but.
hello everyone and welcome back to the Survivor Now podcast, where we are recapping episode 5 of Australia versus the world. And of course, I can't do this alone. So I have a fabulous group of people to join me today. I have got Cara and Matthew as per usual. But today we are joined by the lovely, the incredible, the gorgeous, the stunning Logan from Brains vs. Brawn II. Logan, how are we today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited about this season. It's 5 episodes in. This stuff is crazy. I'm actually obsessed with what's going on right now.
The same. I'm very much there with you on that one. Matthew, Cara, how are you both doing today?
Busy. It's been so busy covering this season. I'm loving it though, every single moment. I'm doing laundry as we speak, so apologies there. I'm just folding my clothes. But Amy, as Amy pointed out, there's no shortage of content about Australian Survivor. So I just appreciate, Amy, that you're sticking with the Logan train and here with us right now as well. Always good to see you. As always, our live chat is open. And we love hearing your thoughts on the episode as well.
Yes. Cara, how has it been for you?
Oh my god, this season it's great. Like Survivor, can it get much better than this? Like, this is so much fun having the season, seeing these players play. Every episode is just so much fun.
Yeah. I mean, I think we can all agree that this season has been one of the best seasons that we've seen in a while. I mean, of course, it's Australian Survivor. What do we expect? But like Matthew said, our live chat is open and we've got some chats. Jaden, he's missed the last 2, but he's here now and just wanted to say hi to Logan.
Hi, Jaden.
And Matt Miller as well. This season has been great. The episode was stressful. It seemed like it wasn't going to work. We are going to talk all about that. And Bloody Money is also in the chat saying hi to all of us. Poverty grabbing the idol and all of that. Imagine how Adam Klein feels. And he doesn't get the credit. I'm sorry. Anyone that knows Palisi from South Africa. But we will get started because we have got a lot to talk about, starting with Poverty's idol, because she managed to get the idol. So first things first, Logan, I'm going to go to you first. What did you think about Poverty getting the idol last episode and now she has it in her possession? She's got a lot of power right now.
Oh my goodness. Poverty is the queen right now. If I was on that beach with her, I'd be stressing. She is all powerful right now. It's insane. I'm so happy for her. It's feeding me. I'm being entertained. Episode after episode, she is providing the goods. So the queen is killing it. That idol snatch at the end, baby girl, I'm obsessed. Sorry, JLP, just hold my torch for me, doll. Queen behavior.
I think it was Noonan on Instagram who was like, I'd love to see if Jeff Probst would do the same thing. And I thought that was very funny.
He'd be like, no, baby, hold it yourself.
Yeah. Definitely the difference between the two. We know that JLP's like, yeah, that's fine. I'll happily hold it. And I don't think Jeff would do the same. So I do love that call out from Noonan. We love you. Cara, what did you think about this? Because obviously we know that this isn't so secret idol, but Poverty has it nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy she got it. I'm excited to see what she'll do with it and how, things will work out now that she actually has it. But yeah, what a good moment.
Yeah, absolutely. What a good moment. And we have got some love for her in the room. And also, Bruce is just saying hi and making sure Logan represent the spot. I know you will.
Do it well.
And Jaden asked the question, do you think it's up there with Winners at War and Heroes versus Villains for this season so far? What are we thinking on that one?
I have to see how it ends. I feel like with those, those two were just every episode was a banger. So, I think we're headed in that direction, Jaden, I would say. I'm really enjoying it. I will say, like, to me, this season kind of reminds me of how I felt when I first watched Champions vs. Contenders 2, which was the fact that I felt like every single person on that cast had some sort of a storyline and like had an overall presence in the narrative somehow. And I, that excites me a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely same. And like everyone else in the chat, Joe is in the chat saying it's a 10 out of 10. Steve is saying it's a 10 out of 10. Right now, it's delivering. It's eating.
Yeah, we're eating. I think this is what happens when you have a whole cast full of people that know how to play the game and they know how to provide the entertainment. I think that's what some of the seasons lack sometimes is they do a lot of good casting, but then there's just some people that just aren't up to scratch. And this is why we are being fed and we are full by the end of the night. I'm hanging for the next episode every night, but I'm like, this is providing me everything that I want because everyone knows how to play this game. They're playing it in their own individual way, but they're all slaying. Like, I'm obsessed with every person. Like, I'm not out there being like, I'm not like disliking anyone at this stage. And that's rare for me. I'm usually on a hate train, but I'm like obsessed with, I'm loving Lisa. I'm loving Cass. Like, I'm loving so many people. Even Tommy, like, he's barely getting a storyline, but he's just so lovable to me. He's giving Kate energy where I'm just like, oh, you're just so lovable and cute. And I'm like, I know, like, that's kind of like probably insulting to a man, but I'm like, I'm obsessed with you. You're so cute and adorable.
No, but like, completely agree with you. Like, I think this season, everyone has been so like stellar, and it's like, you're right. I normally, there is someone I will just be like, can't stand them. I don't have that this season. Like, I'm loving everyone. But I do want to move on because obviously something happened this episode that, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but they merged. We finally have a merged tribe. The Aussies and the world collided, and we now have the merged tribe. How are we feeling about this merged tribe? Was there anyone we didn't expect? Was there anyone we were expecting? Clara, I'm going to go to you first.
I mean, I'm not surprised with who's there, but I wish George was there. So that's all I have to say.
Very fair. Very fair. Matthew?
I think the gender divide is really interesting. This is a women majority. I like greatly. I think it's really, really interesting. Going into this, I was like, in 2 episodes, are we just going to have a remaining cast full of women? I was like, that was pretty cool. So, as we know at the end of this episode, we don't get off to that start, but yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, I'm coming from like a space where our season we had, I think it was an 8-4 gender divide by the end of it. So it was like 8 women, 4 men, and the men still like took the final 3 spaces. So I think the gender divide is one thing, but it's like, it's what you do with the gender divide that gets you to the end. So yes, there is a lot of women here, but I'm not noticing that it's a lot of women. I'm just seeing some heavy hitters. So I'm just enjoying it regardless of the gender. Like, I would have hoped to see one of the big dogs that has already left get to merge, but I mean, I'm still being fed, so I'm still happy.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you, Logan. There is some heavy hitters here. And I do just want to, Joe's put a lovely comment in the chat that I do want to mention. Congratulations to Shani for being the first person to make merge all 4 times she's played. She is the only person to obviously play that many times and make merge all the time. So
this is last night. Is it for the US Survivor? Is it Aussie that has done that as well? Is that the only other person?
So obviously Pavity has made now merge 4 times. But she was pre-merged during Winners at War. So I think Shawnee's congratulation is the fact that she's never been pre-merge. That's not a look for Shawnee. So, I mean, it makes sense that she's always made merge.
I mean, hey, there are some people who can't even make the merge once, and they've played multiple times. So I think it's really impressive.
Couldn't be me.
For sure.
Yeah. But firstly, before we get into everything, chat, you are just killing it, just because literally we've got so many chats. Ellen is saying the producers are probably kicking themselves that Tony, George, Rob and David didn't make the merge, all massive characters. Jaden this season really said who run the world, girls. And then we've got everyone also saying that Aussie made the merge. Did he make merge every single time?
I had a look at this last time, and I mean, ChatGPT told me that it was 4 times. I had to check. So I don't know.
I feel like the loophole. The loophole I'm going to bring with Ozzy is he technically got voted out pre-merge during South Pacific. He won his way back, but he did get voted out pre-merge. That's what I'm.
Right. Yeah, loophole there.
Yeah, I'm just going to use that loophole because we want Shawnee to have the flowers.
But Shawnee also did get voted out of the jury, so
That's
but she still made the
true.
merge. She still made the merge. She still made the merge.
We'll still go with it. But we've got a lot to talk about, and obviously we're starting off with the auction. It is an absolute classic. We love it. And this one had a little bit of drama to start things off because we had Tommy and Luke have to draw to get this prize, which was someone has to go. And Luke chooses Parvati. And Parvati was pressed. Logan, I'm going to go to you first. What was your thoughts on this moment? Because it was wild.
I was shook. He literally just took a grenade launcher to Parvati. Like, what the hell? Like, I mean, good on you for being like having the balls to do that. But she gave him the mommy countdown as well. Like, he was so close to being like, oh, I'm in trouble. But he stuck to his guns. But I mean, if it was me going up there, you've just merged like 20 minutes ago, baby girl, like 20 minutes ago, and you're already taking a shot at the biggest target there and assuming that you've got your Aussies supporting you. Like, you can't assume that straight up. Like, that is crazy behavior. That's crazy work by Luke. If it was me, I would have been looking at Tommy like, you've just spent your $500. You're already out of the auction. There is this very slim chance that you can participate in this auction if someone gives you food or whatever. That is an easy route to take. That's not making enemies. It'd be like, I'll talk to you back at camp, brother. And then you've also fed him by what we see happens next. So I'm really shook at this decision by Luke. I'm not sure how it's going to bite him in the ass going forward. I wouldn't have made that choice if it was me.
Yeah, and Gabe agrees with you in the chat. Like, the smart choice was to send Tommy to keep everyone happy. And I love Ellen's comment here. JLP, you must read the scroll here, Luke.
Yeah.
So
also, onto that as well, this is a comment Laura made last night, which was interesting as well. She said that if it was us, she would have sent me home because she knows that there's no hard feelings. Like, send one of your closest alliance members home. Taking a shot directly at the other side is crazy work. So there's lots of ways that you could have gone about this. I'm not sure what Luke was thinking, but he just handed her a lot of money, I reckon.
Possibly, yeah. Well, I want to get Matthew and Cara, I want to get your thoughts as well. What did you think of this? Are you kind of on the same wavelength here?
Yeah, I agree. I think like the obvious choice was to send Tommy and just, you already took the auction item from him. Like, just send him out now. Like, just continue it at that point. Or like someone said, Janine, I thought would have been a good option as well because they are aligned. Yeah, I mean, good for Parvati, but not good for Luke.
No, not at all. Matthew, any thoughts?
Yeah, it's just I didn't really like this twist, to be completely honest. I just thought it was there to stir up drama. Like, it didn't feel very organic to me. It was just kind of weird. But considering what it did lead to, I didn't mind it. And I love that Parvati did not roll over and say, okay, I'll just go. I love that she made it a moment. And then she did end up having to leave. But you could tell, and kind of what Logan was saying, like, looking back at everyone behind Parvati, it didn't feel like people were 100% into this idea. So it was very interesting. I think Luke should be taking it.
I'm not sure if you can pull it up. Gabe's comment in the chat here is something that I didn't even consider. Send yourself home. You've spent your $500. Send yourself home. I'm very that's not something that I even thought about. So I'm loving reading that in the chat because that's a good way to play it. And then you've also gone back and I mean, I didn't even think about that. That's thinking outside the box there.
You think he could?
I
think they would have let that happen if he decided?
So
I mean, it didn't say you can't send yourself home. I mean, there's always wiggle room. Like, I mean, when you are getting these rewards and challenges, I mean, there's negotiations afoot always. The producers love that. They're like, yeah, give it to us. Give us some extra tea. So that is a smart choice to do. I don't know that I would have thought about that on the spot.
No. Yeah, that's definitely a smart thing. I've also seen Frank's comment in the chat going, think Luke is baiting Pav to take shots at him because he has an idol. Do we think that is a possibility? We don't know. Like, again, this is the thing. Luke, we know he's a little bit of he loves a bit of mess. He loves a bit of chaos. So I definitely could have seen that occur. But obviously we see Parvati go back. But all's not lost because she gets cookies. I just have to say, those cookies looked phenomenal. They were so big.
They needed more chocolate chips, I'm just going to say. But yeah, they look good.
Fair, but also just don't fit. I was like, yes, absolutely. Obviously, from this, we see that Parvati gets a lovely little scroll. She gets the knowledge is power. So I want to pull up Joe's comment here because it struck me earlier. I knew there was going to be an advantage back at camp the moment he read that out loud. Did anyone else think that was going to be the case?
Yes. I mean, there is always an advantage to be going back to camp by yourself, whether that is there is something there for you or you have the free reign to run around and find what you like. And it's a new camp. This is merge camp. No one's been there first up. Like, that is an advantage to go back. I'm not sure that the other players would be completely thinking that. So that is something like, when they're concentrated on the auction and concentrated on trying to find a twist or an idol or something at the auction because that's where they think it's going to be. It's kind of like leading the hand here, but it's over here. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very, very interesting that was the twist. And I love that was the twist because it was like punishing someone and then immediately they get that reward. And that's on you for picking the wrong person.
Yeah. And I love what you said about the baiting as well, because I don't know if anyone else thought this. When they saw the popcorn, did anyone get Titans versus Rebels flashbacks?
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh. Yeah. And I love that Kirby got it as well. Just a little nod there I found funny. But yeah, Matthew and Cara, do you have any thoughts and feelings on this moment as well?
Oh, 1,000%. You know what's funny is that because this is Australian Survivor, I didn't know. You know, sometimes the producers want them to face the elements. Like, I think that's a big part. But at the same time, like, if this was US Survivor, I feel like we oftentimes see that sort of, oh, you think you're on the outs, but really you have the chance to win this thing. And from a producer's perspective, you're like, what? Are we just going to have a camera crew following this person while they're alone and have them do nothing while they're there? So, like, I feel like I should have known better.
I was going to say Cullen now. Cara, anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking more of like, oh, she might go idol search or something, but I enjoyed that it was like in the cookies and that was the whole thing that went on.
But she broke the glass too. That's where I was just like, oh no, because I don't think you're really allowed to. Yeah, that's bad.
See, what I was thinking, I'm like, that's a huge jar, but I would have like been wrapping the cookies up in my clothes or putting it in my bag or something like that. Like, you're not allowed to go through other people's bags. So I was like, I get it's like they've given you the shovel to dig. Like, they want you to do that. But also now you have a whole ass shovel. Like, how are you supposed to hide the damn shovel? Like, that's all I was thinking watching this episode. I was like, what's she going to do with the shovel? Like, are you just going to bring it back to camp and be like, yeah, they gave us a shovel for some random reason, guys. Like, I don't know why it's here. Like, don't go digging around anywhere. Like, maybe you do leave the shovel out deliberately and be like, there must be an idol. Everyone go digging, and you're just like sitting there munching on your cookies while people are trying to dig through the sand. Like, I don't know.
Honestly, that would actually be funny.
It would be funny. Like, everyone's head.
Yeah. I want to just quickly go to the chat here because you're all doing amazing. Steve, I loved watching cookies crumble. Ellen said, the instant I saw the cookie idol flashbacks. Blood Money says Parvati gets a jar of cookies and knowledge is power advantage, which she got 2 for 1 there. Amy also says Parvati, my crime scene is horrific. We did get some great one-liners from her from this moment. And Jaden also says the popcorn jar was suspiciously big, and I agree on that one there. This moment was just so fun to watch. And obviously, it does now mean that Parvati has got a lot of power. Dare I say the most power in this game. So are we worried about that? because we've seen so many times in Survivor, you can have all this power and it can come crumbling down in an instant. So, Cara, I want to ask you first. Are you worried at all right now for this?
I am, because I do feel like she does have a lot of power. I feel like she's definitely one of the players that people have like in their mind to look at. Like, she's a big name, she's a big player. I think it could potentially hurt her, and I feel like she's getting a lot of screen time. So I'm a little nervous for what's to come for her, but I'm staying hopeful that it's not anything bad.
Yeah. Logan, have you got any thoughts on it as well?
Honestly, it's giving Miles. It's giving the knowledge is power advantage pipeline to idol screen time. It's giving Miles. Like, it's giving Winner's Edit to me. Like, I can't see Parvati like fumbling this right now. Like, right now, this is her bag to take. She has the arsenal behind her. She's got good alliances. She's got everyone wanting to work with her. She may seem like she said that she's got this huge target, which she does. But as Sari said, she's got the target, but it keeps ricocheting off onto Sari for some reason. So, I mean, Parvati's a huge target. She's got this stuff to protect her. I feel like there's an idol about to be stolen. I'm hoping it's not Cass's. Fingers crossed. Take Luke's. Get his idol. I don't care for it. But yeah, I feel like she's well protected. She's insulated. She's talking about how she is such a big target, but she's still not getting the bullets sent at her. So I don't know. I feel like she's in a winning spot right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we see this kind of continuing on because once everyone gets back to camp, we see her and Kirby bonding. We see them connecting right away. Obviously, we'd seen them talk earlier on in the last episode briefly, and now this is their chance to kind of speak and talk. Matthew, I want to go to you for this one. Were you happy to see this bond form?
Of course, I was happy to see this bomb form. They're the bond form. They're my two favorite players. They're definitely high up there for me. So, like, I really wanted both of them to work together. So this made me really happy to see this connection form. We know that it's a continuation from the first semi-individual immunity challenge, where Kirby whispered over to Parvati and said, "I want to work with you." I don't know why, but I keep getting like butterflies in my stomach. The tension is unreal. I'm sorry. I know that they're both in committed relationships. The tension is so unreal.
No, Kirby's not in a relationship.
Oh, okay.
No, but Kirby's a flirt. They're both flirts. This is what I'm loving. I'm like, yes, flirt. Give it to me. It's non-committal flirting, and that's what you have to do on shows like this as well, though. Like, you have to use everything, like all of your resources, and if that's a cheeky smile, if that's a cheeky wink, like, there's some lines that shouldn't be crossed, but there's some things that you can dance around, and I'm loving watching it.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, this was such a great moment to see, especially with like Kirby, in the sense of like, she hasn't really seen anyone's seasons. She's not afraid to, go and work with people, whoever she wants to. I just want to put up Amy in the chat saying, I agree with Logan. Poverty is smart enough to manage it all. Gabe is saying here, Luke keeping his mouth shut, more likely Cass spills info on her idol to Cass and Tommy more. We can see that happening later on. And Jaden's also saying an unexpected duo, but I'm here for it. But this isn't the final conversation we see Kirby have, because she has a conversation with Sari as well. And we see that what I loved about this moment was Sari fangirling. And I feel like that is such a humble brag for Kirby. Like, Kirby can, regardless of anything, Kirby can sit there and be like, Sari Fields fangirled over me. Like, go me. But what I want to touch on in this scene in particular is the fact that they're talking and they're having this conversation, and I believe this is where Kirby kind of says that Sarah's the one that doesn't like big players. She's the one that doesn't like big threats. And that was kind of putting Sari on edge, and she also kind of was a bit worried about Kirby. So what did we think of this kind of scene and interaction and how it all just felt? Matthew, I'm going to go to you.
Well, I was confused, obviously, and I think it's because we sort of find out the different perspectives when Sarah has very, very similar conversations with the two of them as well. which is the or maybe just with Parvati, but which is the fact that both of them, Kirby and Sarah, are saying that the opposite person is really the one that's going after the big threats. And from the perspective of a viewer, I'm inclined to believe Sarah here, because we did see that she wanted to keep David in and was pushing for Shawnee, whereas Kirby really wanted David out. So, I think history tells us what's going on. So I thought this was interesting. I do wonder if this was like I don't know. I don't know what was going on here.
I found it really intriguing as well, just because, like you said, I'm going to pull up the next slide, obviously, because it is Sarah also telling Parvati that Kirby's the one that doesn't like big names. For me, I am also inclined to believe Sarah, and that's just not because she is my mother and I stand her no matter what. But you are right in the fact that Sarah wanted to keep David. She wanted to keep George. She wanted to get rid of Shawnee. So it is this interesting dynamic that made me confused on Kirby. Now, I'm not saying I don't support Kirby. Love Kirby. But we all know that she's the one that's wanted to get rid of these big threats. So, Logan, I want to pose the question to you. What do you think is Kirby's angle here? Because, again, as from a viewer that we can see an edited version, we know kind of a bit more of the open space. But as a player, what do you think could be the angle here from Kirby's perspective?
I honestly believe Kirby wants to work with the girls. She showed that on the Aussie tribe that she was going ahead with the girls. And I don't think it was as much of taking out the big boys in the sense of like they're the big threats. I really think she just wants to move forward with girls. She's girl strong. She's such a loyal ally for women, and she really champions that in her everyday life. So I think her going out there, her not knowing sort of like the legacy that some of these women hold, it's not a threat for her. I think she just genuinely really, really wants to move forward with strong women. Like, she's a boss bitch and she wants them with her. So, and I think on the other side of that, Sarah is someone that gets intimidated by other strong women. So I think she'd prefer to surround herself with men and move forward that way. So I think they're kind of working on opposite ends here. And I think it didn't work out for their alliance because it just ended up them not trusting each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I feel like also to kind of not push back on it, I feel like with Sarah, she came in wanting to play a very different game. She wanted to play a loyal game. But I think in that, I feel like she mentioned it in this conversation here, she wanted to collaborate. And I think Kirby, as she said, is a natural leader. And I think that's an amazing quality with Kirby. And I think that's what makes her such a great player. She has this ability to be such a strong leader and make these moves. Do we think that is potentially what could be hurting her in this sense with what maybe why her and Sarah didn't really click? And I'm going to pose that question to Cara. Do you think that could be a reason, or could you think it'd be something else?
Yeah, I mean, sorry, the question was that. Sorry, I was reading the comments.
Yeah,
the question was that, like,
You're fine.
it was why Sarah and Kirby kind of wouldn't, or butting heads, not working together potentially.
Yeah, I think so. I can't even remember what question I asked, but yeah.
I feel like their game styles are kind of different in the type of people they like to work with, and I feel like we have seen Sarah express some hesitation about Kirby in like past episodes, which Kirby I think has gotten wind of a little bit, which is not something that she likes. So yeah, I mean, I feel like it was kind of clear from the beginning that the two of them working together wasn't going to really pan out in the long term. So I'm kind of not surprised how it ended up in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky one. I mean, for me personally, it's a tricky one because I am a child of Sarah. I can't deny that for myself. But I definitely, I agree with you, Cara, in the sense of it definitely seems like how they both wanted to play it, it maybe was not going to work in the first place, and we're only now kind of realizing it. But obviously both of these conversations lead to Sari and Parvati kind of being unsure about everything. And this was one of the only times we saw them kind of question Kirby and be like, is she someone that we want to work with and align with? Matthew, I want to ask you, were you ever worried that this was maybe them going, well, let's go for Kirby?
Well, I think that's what the episode was trying to get the point across, was that Suri and Parvati, the storyline was they're going to choose either aligning with Sarah or aligning with Kirby. So I think it was very clear that both of those two were sort of on the table here in terms of who was going to get the eventual boot. So, I mean, it didn't surprise me, but I did feel like Sarah's storyline was sort of wrapping up this episode. I just overall had like a gut feeling about it. I think everyone said it in the chat. I think Sarah was a bit wishy-washy. I agree with Ellen in terms of how she played it. It was a little confusing. I really do appreciate that Sarah went in there saying, I played a very specific way when I first did this game. I'm going to try something new. But I feel like the whole time Sarah was playing the type of game that she didn't quite want to play. And it was apparent.
Yeah. I think I can totally understand that from Sarah's point of view. Is like, if I did get the chance to go back, I would have to change up or switch up something in my game, because obviously it didn't get me far enough and it didn't work. So I understand Sarah's logic of wanting to play something completely different, but I think you kind of maybe need to sidestep a little rather than completely do a 180 on your game, because when you're out there in these elements, even though it is a quick game, you really can't be anyone but yourself. So if you're a natural player, is to be a sneaky player, if it's to jump ship, if it's to do these things, you just have to commit to the bit. You really have to. It's too hard to pretend to be someone you're not out there, and it's too hard to switch up your game style so completely opposite, because it's going to leave you with this horrible sinking feeling of, am I doing the right thing? This doesn't feel true to me. And I think that's what's played out in this episode, is that Sarah really wasn't playing true to who she is. And I think that the reason she got asked back to do this is because she was a great player in her first season, and she was iconic, and it was amazing to watch her play. And I really wish she was just more confident in her own ability to sneak around and plant lies and deceive and do what she was trying to do the first time. So I wish we saw that. Instead, I think she just got really caught up in trying to play a different game, and it didn't work out for her.
Yeah. 100% agree with you. Cara, did you want to jump in on anything there?
Yeah, I guess just like, I feel like she went in trying to play a different game because that's what she thought she had to do. But like, we see Parvati and Sari reverting, like going back to how they played, like, you know, with the women's alliance and everything, like doing similar things that they already did, and like everyone's fine with that, you know? So it's like, you don't have to do, like, she didn't have to switch it up. She could have done what she knows. And especially, and I feel like in a game like this, where it is all people returning, kind of like, you have to, like Logan said, like, you kind of have to stay true to yourself.
Yeah, I think as well with Sarah, like when she was trying to play this loyal game, she kind of burnt that from the get-go with voting out David. Like, if she was going to play a loyal game, she needed to play it to people that she actually wanted to be really loyal to. And so she really messed it up from the jump of that loyal tactic, because now she's sitting with people that she probably doesn't want to be. She doesn't want to be loyal to Shani. There's something going on there where there's like a power imbalance of who's Kirby's second in command, and there's a fight for that. And I think that she just chose the wrong side to be loyal to, and it really just messed it up.
Yeah. I completely agree with you. And the kind of chat is saying similar. Sarah wanted to play differently, but we saw she didn't seem comfortable at all playing that way. And also Matt says, I think the issue was Sarah didn't have the time to build the bonds to play a loyal game with people she didn't have relationships with already, which I can totally agree with, in the sense of, like, it's a 16-day game. It's so much shorter than any other game. So if you've got that bond, I can understand, like, let's go with it. But we have got to talk about the immunity challenge, which we will do. But before we do that, we are just going to take a very short break. If I can get down to where the thing is, which I can't because my computer decided to screw up on me. There it is. But we are now going to take a short break, and then we're going to talk about the immunity challenge.
Do you have what it takes to outwit, outplay, and outlast? Katie does. Since 2015, she's been handcrafting Survivor treasures for superfans just like you. Hidden immunity idols, she's got them. From one world to the Philippines. Every piece is designed and created by Katie herself. Check this out. Katie's brand new tribe emblem coin, a collectible inspired by Survivor All-Stars, a must-have for any superfan. Keychains, oh yeah. Ride along with Keith's legendary Tuk Tuk or try your luck with the Do or Die twist. What is that, the most famous stick in Survivor history? Yes, that stick. Katie doesn't stop at idols. Oh no, she's even bringing in international flavor with an Australian Survivor cookie idol twist. Idol nullifier, safe or not safe, she's got them too. How about something you can actually wear to tribal? Katie's Survivor earrings are hot right now. Want your idols on the go? How about keychains? Take your tribe with you everywhere. And don't forget Katie's most famous Survivor product, Survivor trading cards. Fans love them, and so do the players. With over 500 cards and full stats on the back, you can collect your favorites from every season, including the full jury from Survivor 48. Katie Tedesco Art is the Survivor super fan shop, made by a fan for the fans since 2015. Check it out now on Etsy.com and follow her on Instagram at Katie Tedesco Art.
I love that ad, and I love Kate Tedesco because she's also, I believe she's starting to maybe do some AU things, but we have to wait and see. But we are back with the immunity challenge, which is the iconic last gasp. My brain can't remember. Logan, did you do this on Brains versus Brawn?
I did do this. I think I came fourth or fifth. I was in the water for an hour and 5 minutes, and our winners were Kaylin won, competing next to Karen, and they were in there for an hour and 17. It's a long ass time to be choking.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this challenge is always an iconic one. Matthew and Cara, I want to ask you first. What are your thoughts on this challenge, and how do you feel like you would do?
I want to do this. I want to do this so bad. I feel very comfortable in water. So it's this is like the only challenge that I'm really like itching to give a shot. Hi. That I'm only really itching to try out. Obviously, I'm glad that when the lightning started, I am so glad. I hope that they took action right away, and I'm assuming they did, but they, definitely kept it going in the edit a little bit. But yeah. I want to do this. Looks fun.
Yeah,
Cara?
I think production would have definitely stepped in pretty quickly. I think they've showed the lightning for the effect for the viewers to understand what's happening, but they're keeping an eye on the sky, they're keeping an eye on the weather, they're keeping an eye on all contestants at all times. So if anyone's worried about the safety, don't worry. The element of they have safety like advisors there, so they would have pulled them out as soon as the first weather warning came up. So yeah, I think that's why the challenge didn't go for actually that long. I think it was like 45 minutes or something. But yeah, as soon as that started, they would have been out.
Yeah, I agree. Before we get to that though, Cara, just quickly, how do you feel about this challenge? Would you want to do it?
I love this challenge. Oh, I love this challenge. I love seeing it every time. I wish they did it. I honestly wish they did it in every season because I just feel like it's such a fun one. I don't know. I think I'd be a little nervous, but I think once I'm under there, I would be scared to let go. So then I would just hold on.
Definitely.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
I am a water baby, but this is the one challenge that absolutely scares the living crap out of me. Like, this is the one I know I would struggle with just because I'm not sure how I would do. And yes, Gabe, I know that Kaylin keeps winning.
Thank you, Gabe. Thank you.
But obviously, what we see happen during this challenge is, as we've stated, production had to step in because there was a lightning warning. And actually, I will say, if anyone looks at Nick, who dropped your buffs, they do the companion after show. If you look at his Instagram, like you saw how bad it was. Production's camp even got flooded. So that's everything that was going on there. Yeah, it was mental. But obviously, they had to stop the challenge. And at this point, Cass, Tommy, Janine, and Luke were still in. Ellen, your comment here, I just want to bring this up because I felt really bad when it was. I love Tommy. Yeah, I won production. No, we called the challenge off. Like, I felt so bad.
He was so happy too.
I know. And then at this point, JLP says, "Here's what we're going to do. We can either draw rocks and we can do it that way, or no rock draw and no one's safe and has immunity." Logan, would you have drawn rocks?
Oh, look, okay, this is something that I've tossed up. It would depend who was there. It would depend who I'm up against. If it is complete nemesis, I don't want you, the idol in your hands kind of thing, I'm not going to rocks. If I don't get it, you don't get it. That's not happening. But if it was people that I didn't mind, if they like got an idol above me, that's a different story. But then there's also the other side of it, as if you're the only one holding out and you're the only one that makes it not unanimous, then that's a target on your back. Like there's so many layers to these decisions. I think are a split-second decision, but they actually come back to bite you in the ass so much when you think it's just something quite small of like, I'll hold out, this is what I believe in. It can come back and bite you. So I think, I mean, for the people that are there, I think it was fine that they went to rocks. I think it's a fun element to decide the challenge. What I would have preferred to see is that we all go to tribal council, those four have a fire making station, then we set up another challenge. Oops. Sorry.
We gotta, it's fine. But Gabe is literally right there with you. He literally, as you were saying that, Gabe in the chat was literally there saying the exact same thing. Cara and Matthew, would you have gone to rocks as well?
Oh, as a player, I think I would have absolutely hated this. Like if I was one of the four of them, who imagine thinking that you could have kept going if it wasn't lightning. Like you could have kept going. I think they all knew like what else are you gonna do, right? This is just kind of the way that everything went. I would have drawn rocks, I think, especially looking at this scenario here. It's an incredibly even split between the two original tribes. It's an exactly even split. They're standing there. None of them really, with the exception of Janine, had their name out there as a target before. So I feel like they were all kind of thinking like, none of us really need it. And I think that Janine was one of the people to be like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. So I think in this situation, I understand it. But really, it was just like, are we really all just going to go back to camp without it? I don't know.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Cara, have you got anything to add?
I agree. I think them going to rocks doesn't make too much of a difference. Like, I don't think like Tommy having immunity made that big of a difference of who went home this round. I think I would have gone to rocks too if I was in that scenario. Just because, we made it this far in the challenge. Just let's have another little challenge and see who gets it,
But then again,
why not?
Logan has played before. So I feel like, we don't know what it's like in that environment.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot that you watch as a viewer and you're, I would do this. And until you're out there,
Yeah.
your mind completely changes. There's so many things that I would have thought that I would have done on my season. And then I did the opposite. And I'm like, girl, why'd you do that?
Well, I have to say, finally, third time was the charm for Tommy, though, because Tommy won immunity. He drew the white rock. He finally got it in his hand and he won immunity. So I do just want to quickly say congratulations to Tommy. He is safe and will not be the first person voted out at merge, but they've got to go back and do all this pre-tribal stuff. And we see the Aussies. They come up with a plan where they go, right, we're going to tell them it's Lisa and we're going to vote for Cass just to prevent an idol play. I do have one comment here I have to call out, and I agree with Mr. Dylan from New Zealand, where Luke called Lisa a small fish. Now, Mr. Luke Toki, you are talking about someone who was a winner of this game. How is she a small fish? Love you really, my darling. But what did we think of this kind of moment with them? Because, yes.
I think that's to Lisa's credit, though. Like, I feel like Lisa has been sort of giving off that impression and I think it's equal parts like purposeful, but also at the same time, like I genuinely think that's the type of person that Lisa is. So I think that this is kind of going in her favor, the way that Luke is talking about her.
I think that like it's also Lisa's credit of minimizing her threat level, but it's also back on Luke. You're on Oz v the World. This is the best of the best, baby. No one's a small fish here. Like, if you've been called up for this season, you have to have stacked it. Like you have to have a stacked playbook of what you've done. Like, no one's getting called up that was just a cute, fun little character on their season. Like, no, these are big people that have come here to throw some punches. So you can't minimize anybody. So do your damn research, Luke. Come on.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. But
sorry, I'm like, damn.
No,
Maybe it's foreshadowing.
What do we think of this plan? Because obviously they want to kind of do a little throwaway and kind of make people think it's one thing. Did we think this was a smart play? Did we think this was what was going to happen, Cara? I'm going to go to you first.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's smart. I mean, there's it's an even split, so like I feel like you have to do something to make them think. I mean, if they're all sticking together, you have to do something to make them think it's going one way. So I don't think it was like a bad idea to tell them one thing and do another thing. I didn't think that was going to like be the end outcome, but I didn't think it was a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's a safe option to do.
Yeah.
But obviously not everyone wants to do that safe option because Kirby and Shani want to work with Parvati. And I do just want to throw these comments up that were put earlier in the chat. I can never say your name correctly. I'm so sorry. Foth. He said, I'm here for the Shani Parvati duo, the Shonten. I love it. When we saw this happening, did we kind of feel like, right, here is the beginning of the big move of the episode. Here's where it's all going to go. Matthew, I want to go to you for this one first.
No, to me, this still felt like the narrative was on Parvati deciding which direction she wanted to go in. I didn't know. Again, I had the inkling of where it was going, but I think that what the edit was showing was an indecisiveness.
Yeah. It was definitely, we definitely kind of still saw kind of Parvati and Sari in this kind of, what's the word? The middle. There we go. The middle. Remembered it. I do just have to ask everyone though, is this the alliance of four, the dream come true? Because I've been seeing a lot online about how everyone is loving this alliance. So Logan, is this an alliance you would love to be a part of?
Oh, ooh, I mean, this is not an alliance I'd like to be on the other side of, for sure. This is mothers on mothers. Like, it's mother energy, and I'm loving it. But, I mean, I fear that I wouldn't stack up. These people are incredible players, and it's intimidating. So, I don't want to be on the other side of it. I don't know that I want to be a part of it, because I feel like I'd be the bottom rung. But, I mean, you do have to back yourself in times like this, but I'm not. I fear this alliance and what's going on here might be the center of the world of this game right now. I fear this is where the divide is going to happen. This is the split that's going to happen. This is the group that's going to control it. Whether they stick or twist, I don't know. But I fear that this is the pivotal point in the game of these four aligning, and whichever way this goes is where the game is going to go with. I don't think it's the Tommy, Lisa, Cass alliance that's going to change anything here. I don't think it's Janine and Luke that's going to change it. I think it's these four that are going to spearhead where this game goes. So it's going to be a very, very interesting watch. I'm very excited for it, but I'm not sure. I don't see them sticking together. I think there's too many big players. I think it's given Coven, but like a million times better. But it's too many big players with too many opinions. There's not enough followers. I think it was Shani or Sarah that said that Kirby's someone who really likes followers. And
Yes.
when you have a group of four women who are so strong, I mean, the Black Widow Brigade is not something that you can replicate twice in life. I don't think that happens. I think that was a really, really rare group of women that came together, and I'm not sure that Shani and Kirby are replacements for that. So I'm interested to see where it goes, but I don't think it's going to stick.
It's going to be an interesting one. I mean, I just want to throw out the chat hit, the Mothers Alliance. And Jaden, I do feel like you're correct. I feel like everyone wanted Parvati and Shani to interact.
Yeah.
Obviously, from this, they all decide that they want to go for Sarah, and they bring Sari into it. And Sari, I feel like here does a very good subtle move by letting her fellow like world players know. She was like, hey, this is the information I've got, so I'm still in good with you. Do we think this was a good move on Cerie's part? For me, I do think it was. I think it was a really strong, subtle move to show how powerful of a social player she is. Cara, I want to go to you first.
I agree. I think it was smart. I think Cerie is really, I mean, I think she's playing great. Like, she's not like the center, like where everyone's like saying her name, whatever. Like, she is catching random votes, but like, no one's really looking at her at the camps or anything, like trying to target her. Like, they're all saying other people. So I think it was smart, and it keeps her relationship with like Lisa strong and the other world people. So yeah, I think she's doing great.
Yeah, I agree. Logan, Matthew, have you got anything to add on this?
Yeah, with Cerie doing this in particular, I've gotten the impression that, unfortunately, I think that a lot of the cast, going back to that comment Luke made in regards to Lisa, I unfortunately think that that there's a perception around the three of the non-US players from the World Tribe that, how do I want to phrase this? That their series aren't as popular, right? And I feel like that's sort of there and present. Like, I think a knock against Parvati's game that I could see is I do feel like I've gotten the impression as a viewer that she has sort of, and again, we don't see everything in the edit, but it does kind of feel like she's discounted what she had built with Cass and Lisa just like a day ago. So I think like to have Cerie still be the person to go around and be like, hey, no, you're a part of this. I want to let you in on this idea. It's great for Cerie's game. It's also great for the three of them to have that in. So I applaud this.
Yeah, I agree. Go, Logan.
I think Cerie's doing a great job here. I mean, she's keeping her allies on the World Tribe happy. She's still trying to work in with Kirby. She's doing all the behind the scenes work without looking like she's going back and forth and being wishy-washy. She's doing what Sarah should have done. So she's keeping her alliance happy, and she's also planting some seeds. She's making some foundations with some new alliances, and she's keeping her spot really safe in the game. I'm not seeing a winner edit out of Cerie, but I'm loving what she's doing. And I think Parvati has really done herself a disservice by discounting this team. We're seeing Cerie go back to them, and I know, yeah, as Matthew said, we're not seeing everything, but she's going back to them and reassuring them. So that's to ensure that they're on her side come vote, and she's making that decision herself of where does she want to flip. But it's even essentially her flipping, because she's already given them the knowledge that this is potentially what could happen. This doesn't affect us as an alliance. I've still got you. But she's not making herself look like, oh, don't worry, like I'm going to have an alliance that I'm going to flip to. She's just gathering information, and it looks like she's coming back to her side. So I think she's really killed it, and I'm really hoping that behind the scenes Parvati is doing the same, because I don't want to see Parvati just oust herself because she's not working hard enough with the alliance that she built at the start.
I completely agree. I hope that that's not what we see, and I completely agree with all of you in the sense of like Cerie has done a phenomenal job here of like keeping everyone on her good graces. And I love Jaden's comment here going, we can't, like, she can't not leave her biggest fan in the dark. Like, why? She could never. Obviously, we see Cerie tell the internationals about this, but what we also see is we see Kirby tell Luke about the plan. And Luke wasn't really a big fan of this plan. You know, we see him worried. And I think I just want to quickly touch on this because I feel like this is where we're going to see the turning point of Luke, maybe, because I feel like he has always been on the bottom, and I felt, right, this is the time where things could really work my way. And I think he sees that truly Kirby's not really working for his benefit. So I just wanted to touch on that because we got to talk about Tribal. Because, first of all, I loved how they situated everyone. You knew what was going on here. Because I think, Logan, I've spoken to you about this. How they're very strategic with where they place people, and they put the mothers in the middle with everyone else on the sides. I want to get each of your thoughts on this tribal. Was there a moment that kind of stood out for you that you want to acknowledge? Cara, I want to go to you first.
Ooh, oh my gosh. I don't know. I'm trying to think like what really stood out to me. I don't know if anything really. I can't think of anything in particular.
Fair. I will go to Matthew then next.
No, let's vote.
Yeah,
Love
I'm
that.
kind of in agreement. I didn't see this as a jaw dropping tribal. There was, I think, one line, I can't remember who it was, that kind of, I can't remember what it said, but there was one thing that stuck out, but it wasn't really that big. It wasn't an oh wow tribal. It was just kind of drawing a little bit of lines in the sand, and it was just mixing the tribes. And that's what I love about merch is I really, really hate when we see that style of one tribe sticking together and just wiping out the other tribe. Like, it's not fun to watch. And I think this was great that we see, yes, we are going to mix. We are going to put our best foot forward and do what's best for our own personal game. There's no point sticking tribe strong if it's not people that you're in the on that tribe because you've been placed there. You're on the tribe because you're Australian. That's it. You're on the tribe because you're in the world. That's not the good reason to have an alliance. The best reason to have an alliance is people that you really see yourself going further within the game, that you can strategize with, that align with the way that you think. So I love when we get to merge. I love seeing everything just drop to the sand, drop the bus, let's go, bring it back, let's start again.
Yeah, I completely agree. I want to quickly run to the chat. Faf has said they put the main characters in the middle. Joe has said, quite frankly, I think this tribal, straightforward but still entertaining. Jaden, name a season that has had this much whispering. And Steve also says, I had no idea who was going home until the votes were counted.
Yeah, I think that's what makes this tribe, like, I think even though this tribal council leading up to the votes was pretty straightforward, I think that made the impact of how the votes came out even more impactful, because like we've seen many times where we've had a uneventful tribal council and then a very boring vote out. So, like, I think that it made it all the more impactful.
Yeah, exactly. Amy has asked Logan, was it when Cass mentioned about the full of cracks or footlight?
Yeah, I know it was definitely a cast line, but I'm like, I couldn't remember. I was also 3 wines deep, guys. I'm really sorry. So trying to remember. This was the end of the episode, guys. I was like, woo, let's go. So I was just having a fun time enjoying it. But I did remember it was a cast line that she said, and I probably was that line. I think Cass was doing a bit of the whispering, and I did see the concern in her face when everyone else was doing their thing. And I was like, okay, Cass, my girl, hold it together. I was worried that she was going to get a bit stressed and play an idol. So I'm glad she held her composure there and didn't freak out, even though she saw her name, 3 times it came out. So that would have been terrifying. Also, guys, can we spell everyone's name right? This is my biggest quarrel with Tribal Council. Look, we are out there, and I know you guys don't see it. We have our little name tags on our bottles or our bags or whatever. You know how to read everyone's name. Spell their name right. Just if you're writing someone's name down, have to give them the dignity to spell their damn name right. Oh, it irks me.
But it's literally the fact that you had Cass and Sarah, who are probably the more like easier names to know, and then you've got Janine, which I can understand if someone gets like Janine's name wrong. No one got Janine's name wrong. Well done to the world players for that. There were 2 moments I wanted to touch on. It was the Cass line, because she kind of did call them out in the sense of like, you've all been saying this. We're not going to divulge our thing, but we know you've been saying stuff. And also, the only kind of part that stuck out for me with this tribal was when Lisa kind of leaned into Sari and started talking about the idol, and Sarah and all that lot, and obviously those 2 and Cass started talking, and Kirby called it out. And for me, that was a bit of a worrying sign for Kirby, because again, it made me think back to what to what Sarah said, about Kirby kind of being the leader, wanting to be in the know. And I saw that and I was like, oh, this is it's not a crack, but I kind of looked at it and I was like, right, I can understand what she was kind of saying in that matter, because Kirby's not in that conversation. She wants to know what's being said there, and she knows she's not going to fully know. So I think that was going to kind of worry her a bit. So I just wanted to bring that up, because that was the only kind of thing I noticed with that tribal.
Oh yeah, it seemed definitely like it was, I'd be sitting there if I noticed that. It was a very apparent insecurity that I just witnessed, and I feel like if in the position in the game where you're going to have to take advantage of something like that, I think people will.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get to obviously what happened, I just want to put Sarah.
Yeah, wait. Can we talk, Logan? I don't think I realized, and of course it makes sense. Like the fact that there are name tags that can be viewed, that makes it's unacceptable.
It's embarrassing. Like it's embarrassing. And you know what? I think sometimes people do deliberately do it to either piss someone off or to hide the fact that they think that they've voted for them. Of course, like if it's a friend or whatever, like of course they're going to know how to spell your name. So if they spell it wrong, it's either a jab or like I didn't vote for you. Like there is different reasons why people do it, and some people are just not that bright. So might be a good Survivor player and a terrible spelling bee contest. Contestant Logan, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember who said it out. Matt said it here. Someone said this great line one season: "You don't need to know how to spell my name till you vote for me to win," which I think is actually
That's a hard line. That is a hard line.
I love that line. But obviously, we see the tribal go down. We see the vote, and it is a 3-4 vote, which that in itself is iconic. But sadly, my mum is down. My queen is down. My girl is down. Sarah, unfortunately, goes. But she is the first member of the jury. She is the mayoress of Ponderosa. So I want to get all of your thoughts. How do you feel about Sarah this season? How did you feel about this elimination? And Logan, I'm going to come to you first.
I'm Devo. I love Sarah. I love her energy. I love what she brings to Survivor. I don't think this season was her season. I just think she came in with the wrong energy. I think she came in really wanting to do something and it just wasn't in her nature. So I think she really shot herself in the foot from the jump, which is really disappointing because I really wanted to see more of Sarah. It's going to be interesting to see her as the first person on jury. That I know people talk a lot about how the first person in jury really sets the tone for the jury. But guys, we're all sat together all day, 24/7 on the beaches. And so when you get to jury, you're still with the same people. There's really not that much that people can do to change your mind about how you feel. It's just you get to talk more freely and you're chill. You don't have your phone or anything still. You're fed, so you're probably in a better mood. So I think the first person of jury, it doesn't matter that much unless they're a real salty asshole. And I just don't think that we're going to see that from Sarah. I think she's going to be a great mayoress. And I hope she has some killer outfits. I want to see her slay.
I cannot wait to see these outfits. I know they're going to be a slay. Matthew and Cara, give me all your thoughts.
Sarah, I have my issues with how Sarah played. I can't deny that. However, I love her presence. I really enjoyed seeing her on my television again because even though the game was really rocky for her this go around, I still felt like she was very authentic. Even if she was trying so hard to play a different way, like we kind of saw, I don't know, we still saw her give it her best in the situation that she did put herself in. So I feel like and I think she was blindsided, and something tells me that she's the type of person that is like honored that her vote out was a blindside. It's some people say it's better to be blindsided than to know it's coming. Oh,
Don't do that to me.
Again.
I'd rather
Never played, don't know how it feels.
I'd rather walk myself off the plank. Don't shove me.
Fair enough. That's a fair point. But I'm going to miss Sarah. And I also will say, I thought that last episode was incredible for Sarah. So at least she got one banger in there.
Yeah, completely agreed. Cara, finish this off here.
So coming into the season, I was very excited to see her, like hearing all about her. I haven't seen her play before, so I was very excited hearing all great things to see how she would play on this season. I commend her for trying something different and trying to do something different, but kind of just like her gameplay, I'm a little wishy-washy on how I feel about her. I don't feel really strongly one way or the other, honestly. I think, but I was happy I got to see her, and I want to go back and watch her first season. I don't know.
Well, I can sit here and say that I was not wishy-washy on Sarah. Everyone, I think, on this podcast knows I loved Sarah's pieces. I've been a fan of Sarah since her first season. So when I saw her on this season, I was excited. Like, she was the player I was most excited to see come back. Obviously, it didn't work out. Obviously, she didn't play maybe how she wanted to fully play, but she still has the distinction of being on this season of heavy hitters, of amazing cast members. Like, she can say she got to play with Parvati. She got to say she can play with Sari, David, Kirby, Shoni, like everyone. And no one can take that away from her. So, Sarah, if you do ever watch this, just know we love you. But keep your head up high because you did yourself proud. Thank you. That was a lot. I thank you all for sticking with us and talking. I absolutely enjoyed this. Logan, Matthew, Cara, thank you so much for joining me for this. Before we go, I need to do a little spiel though, because we've got a load of stuff going on. So I've got to do all that stuff going on. Obviously, we will be having a little interview with Sarah. So keep your eye on that tomorrow, where we will get the chance to speak to her. I know she's having a lovely vacay, but we will slip in the chance while she's having a lovely time in France to speak to her. Also, just a reminder, everyone, we have a Patreon. We've got some amazing content going on there. So keep your eyes on that because you can also see your lovely name here. So we want to just thank all of our Patreon members who are a part of our community right now. And just remember, we have episode 6's recap tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. That is Wednesday morning for the Australians at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, where we may be joined by a Kiwi. And that's all I'm going to say on that matter. We might have someone else be joining us. But that is it for our stream today. Once again, Logan, thank you so much for joining us. You know that it is always a pleasure having you. I love having you. It's always a good time. You are welcome back anytime. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. I really love coming on here. It's so great to deep dive and chat about all these. And I love that you guys agree with me all the time.
Of course. Logan, you know me. I will agree with you every day and every night just because. But finally, thank you to everyone in the live chat. You were all so amazing. And we will see you for episode 6 of AU versus the World. We will see you then.